What's up, everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back with another video. In today's video, we are switching things up and we are trying something new. We're doing a betting video, and as always, we are doing things off the script. So before we hop into this video, don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoy the new kind of video. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the video, my picks, your picks. Let me know where you agree and disagree down below, and subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more videos like this one from me in the future. I will do this more in the future. I think I'm going to enjoy it, so we'll see how it goes. Let's hop right in. So as you see on screen, the first match of the day, sorry as I look over here, I gotta get the odds up, is the Toronto Ultra versus the London Royal Ravens. I think this is a pretty straightforward series, but we will see. When you look at the maps, the statistics for each team, this is since Stage 3, by the way. I don't think Stage 4 is a large enough sample size to just go by Stage 4, but I also don't think Stage 1, Stage 2 really is that relevant to how these teams are playing anymore. So the stats on screen are from Stage 3 onward. And as you see, Toronto, the favorites here pretty well across the board. I mean, London has been a good control team. I will give them that for sure. They're 7-3 since Stage 3. That's very good. It's not quite as good as Toronto's 10-1, but it's still a good record. They're not bad at hardpoint either, but definitely search is not their strong suit at all. But, I mean, Toronto's good across the board. This is a series that I think they should take pretty handily. I think their slaying power is... It's better than London's. I mean, London's slaying power has gotten better. I think Afro has some good slaying power. He's not on screen, by the way, because there wasn't a good picture of him, so couldn't put him on screen there, but he can slay a little bit. I mean, Alex, he's up and down, and when he's on, he's playing okay. Paul X is pretty good, but I just think they don't quite have the talent to keep up with Toronto at all. They could prove me wrong, who knows, but Toronto is actually only minus 1.5 in this, so basically, I don't know if you don't follow, betting at all, but they have to win by 2 maps, so 3-1 would cover that, and I definitely think I cannot see London taking more than 1 map off of Toronto here. I could be wrong, of course, it's always a possibility, but I really don't think London has the juice to keep up with Toronto over the course of a whole series. I could see them winning a map somewhere, I don't know where, and I also am going to parlay that with, sorry, I'm looking at the odds over there, with Toronto map 1, because in map 1, Toronto's only minus 210, because like I said, London has been better at hardpoint lately, so I will give them that, but that's also just the best odds. I could have done the search, which would have made sense. That probably would have made the most sense for this parlay, but Toronto's minus 275, and that, I mean, that's probably still good value, honestly, because they're much better than London at search, but I think there's better value, personally, in adding in that parlay with the map 1 hardpoint. I think betting on specific maps can be risky before you know what the map pool is, so if parlays are not your thing, though, I mean, you can do that, throw that search in there instead of the hardpoint, because no matter what the map is, I think Toronto should win the search. They should win it pretty easily, no matter where they play it. But also, Toronto minus 1.5 in general, that's minus 180 on its own, so that's pretty good odds. I think they should be, better odds than that, or steeper odds than that, basically, for London to win more than 1 map. I just can't see it happening. I think I like this bet, though. I am confident in Toronto. Pretty much, I could see them 3-0ing, honestly. That's how I feel about this one. So that's why I went with this, just because even though the hard point is a little bit dicier than the search, maybe, I'm still pretty confident in Toronto. And all these bets, or all the odds, by the way, are courtesy of Bovada. And you might find different odds elsewhere, but this is what I'm seeing, so it's what I'm using for this video. So if you see different odds, that's probably why. Moving on to the next match of the day, we have the Optic Chicago versus the Paris Legion. Paris coming off of that big win yesterday over the LA Thieves, but another, what's the word I'm looking for? Another really good powerhouse basically coming for them today. Now, Optic, maybe not a powerhouse like the FaZe, Ultra, or Subliners are, but still a very good team. A team that should be able to take care of business against Paris pretty easily. Looking at the stats, across the board, Optic's been better since the start of Stage 3. That's really no surprise. Hardpoint, below 500 for Paris, above 500 for Optic. Search, same thing. Control, same thing. All of them, they're the same. Optic is above 500 in all 3 modes. Paris is below 500 in all 3 modes. That does not mean Paris is a bad team, though. I don't think they are a bad team. I think they've shown signs of improvement this stage. They've beaten FaZe in Search, which is impressive. They've beaten the Rocker in Search, which used to be impressive. Not so much anymore, as we'll see here in a minute. And they also beat the LA Thieves 3-1 pretty handily. So that's a quality team. I'm not going to pretend they're not. They could have honestly swept LA Thieves. They blew the opening hardpoint on Moscow pretty bad, so they really could have swept that series. Maybe we're talking about them a little bit differently, but either way, they're coming off a big win, and that is a big win for Optic. But regardless, I do think Optic takes this series. I again have them minus 1.5, and again, if you like those odds, I would just take it, because the parlays can get dicey just because, again, you don't know what the maps are, and also Paris is like, they're not really horrible anywhere, but if they are, their worst mode is control, so that's why I threw Chicago map 3 in there. But if you just like Chicago minus 1.5 on their own, that's only minus 150. I should have honestly put that in here. I wish I would have done that instead, because Parlaying with any specific map can be a little bit dicey, but I'm going to do it with map 3. It just happened. Okay, hopefully you can still see my screen. Sorry about that. But I'm going to do that with map 3 because, again, Paris struggles with control. So that's why I did that. That map on itself is Chicago minus 260. So, I mean, the odds see that too. They see that Chicago should be the odds-on favorite in control. I just threw it in there for a little bit more value because I'm confident in Chicago winning that map and ultimately winning the series at least 3-1. So that's why I went that direction there. And finally, moving on to the last match of the day, we have the Minnesota Rocket versus the Seattle Surge in a series that it could be interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. So you see, since the start of Stage 3, in Hardpoint and Search, these two teams are pretty even. 5-9 versus 4-9. I mean, Minnesota one map better there. And then 2-7 versus 3-7. Seattle one map better than Minnesota in Search, which sounds insane thinking back to Stage 1 and 2 when Minnesota was so good at Search. Now they're just horrible at it. I don't know why, but they are really good at that control. And you see Seattle is not. Minnesota 5-3, Seattle 0-8 since the start of Stage 3. I mean, we know Seattle's not good. I think they've won, what, 1 control all year? Maybe 3 at most, not many. Whatever it is, it's not many. They are not good at control whatsoever. Rocket have been pretty good at that. This is what I feel about this one, though. I will show you here on screen, maybe. There we go. Make sure you can see that. All right, good deal. So, I like just Minnesota to win outright. I'm not going to play the spread because I really don't know. I'm not going to pretend I'm super confident in this one, but I am confident in them winning map 3, that control, because like I said, Seattle has been terrible at that control pretty much all season long. So to win the series, Minnesota minus 1.5, if you like that, they're actually underdogs. That's plus 125, so that's decent value there. But again, Seattle, I mean, they're going to be right there in the hard points and in the searches. I do think they have a decent chance to win the series, so I definitely am not playing Minnesota minus 1.5. Also not playing Seattle plus 1.5 just because you never know what you're going to get with them. But just to win the series outright, Minnesota is minus 180. I do like that value there. I do think they ultimately should be favored in the series by around there. Maybe, minus 200 I could see, so maybe a little bit of value. Just because definitely favored in the control, which is a swing map, and they should be fine in the hard points and searches. I mean, they'll probably drop 1. They might even drop 2, but I don't see them dropping 3 out of the 4 hard points and searches in this one. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Rocker at minus 180. I will pair that with the Minnesota Rocker to win map 3, which is minus 165. That is their best odds to win a map, of course, like I said, because it's their best game mode and also Seattle's worst game mode. So that parlay comes in at plus 150. Again, if you don't like parlays, I think there's some value in these individual plays here. I think Minnesota to win at minus 180 is a little bit of value. Minnesota to win map 3 at minus 165, though. I think that's really good value. I think they are, again, does not matter the map. I know betting on maps can be risky when you don't know the map set, but it doesn't matter what map. I think they are definitely going to win the control. Same thing with Toronto and the hard point, or the opening hard point. I think they should be favored over London in that one, so even though I don't know the map, I'm still confident picking that. And then Optic, I just think there is some value with them, just straight up minus 1.5 at minus 150. I think that's good value there if you don't like throwing in the parlays, don't like taking on the extra risk. Reduce your reward a little bit, but that's how parlays work. You want to get a little bit, maybe it's a little more risky, but you get a bigger payoff. So I do like the risk reward return here, the risk for the potential return with all 3 of these plays. That's why I make them my picks. I will be back tomorrow to track. I will show my results from today. It's totally transparent. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. And I'll be back for tomorrow with more picks for tomorrow's matches. So that's going to do it for this betting video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on my picks and, the structure of the video. I know I kind of wasn't super smooth with it. I was looking back and forth. I will work on that for the future for sure. But I just want to get this out there, get my picks on record and see how they do. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos from me in the future. I appreciate all of that. It means a ton to me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day today. Hope you enjoy the matches. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.